respite relationships.
And thank you for stopping by here on TikTok and or YouTube. Listen, don't be Bob's or Bobette's builder. Where am I going with this? Today I heard something on YouTube where it was a group discussing a controversial topic: why black men are leaving black women and going to white women, and why black women are upset about it. A gentleman said that the black woman is upset because that they, as a black, black men, they be with the black woman, and get built up, and then they leave the black woman once they got built up to go to the white woman. Now, a disclaimer: I am not claiming that this is everybody. I can't speak for these folks who was talking about it, but that's what they were saying, that the black women are upset because this is what happens. And so here is what I want to put on that. This is why you all hear me say this a lot. Don't be Bob's builder. And what I mean by that is, don't be that woman that's what I call relationship triage. You're the one that's trying to be caring and understanding and empathetic, sympathetic, and patient and hardworking and all of this, tolerant through the rough years. You're the one that's, quote unquote, strong and loyal, and those are all seemingly good traits to have. But we have to be careful how we're investing that kind of energy because of people who do operate in a low vibration. Because I want to say a healthy, evolved, well-rounded man, no matter what phase of life, whether he's on the mountaintop or the valley low, whether he's got a lot of money or he don't, if he's a relatively heart-centered, activated, grounded, decent man, he's not going to be living his life looking for relationship triage or respite relationship where I'm in this because I don't have nothing. I'm trying to build up my life. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to go and find somebody that I really want to be with. In my esteem, the only people who operate like that, men and women alike, again, unawakened, unevolved, unhealed, ungrounded, unbalanced, because it comes from brokenness, it comes from trauma, it comes from a survivalist lack mentality that we do that. So where does it leave us? Well, we have to be discerning and grounded and have strong boundaries and honest enough and realistic enough to know that, yes, there's still people out there like that. So you can be the most loving person in the world and want to prove that you're a loving person and want to prove that you're not superficial and shallow, but you have to be careful that you're not being used for somebody who's just down on their luck and they're having hard times. And right now you're the cat's meow. Right now they're telling you that you're their dream come true because you're willing to pay all the bills. You're willing to allow them to just lay up on the couch, or you're willing to pay everything while they seek out their career choice and go to school and invest in all these things while you're the one hardworking and footing the bill and, all of the harder things. And it sounds beautiful, and then you end up thinking this will be reciprocated. Well, not always. So don't be Bob the Builder's or Bobette. Don't be Bob's or Bobette's builder. Build yourself. And from the inside out. And be supportive to the right things and the right people in the balanced way. It's just a long way of saying don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of, because unfortunately it is trending. People want those simple Clarissa Kents and Clark Kents when they're down on their luck. Okay? When they're down on their luck, life has whooped them pretty bad, and they're looking to rebuild. And then when they rebuild, then they're out looking for something fancier. It's a vicious cycle that never stops. Then life beats them up again because their motives were wrong, and then they'll be back to looking for Clark Kent and Clarissa Kent to heal and triage them and go right back and do the same vicious cycle. So we just have to do this. And maybe we need to look at, those wounds in us too. Okay? That need to be worthy enough and that performance. Okay? We want to be in healthy reciprocal things. And we have to be mindful and be aware and paying attention. And it sounds like a fairy tale. And it sounds good in theory. But this is why you end up having a lot of stories in which we all hear about later in society, in our own personal lives, as well as that of famous people, and you name it, where there was this guy or this gal that was simple Joe Schmo and Josephine Schmo, and they was with somebody in their early years, and they was the ride or die, and they this and that, and then somebody get fancy schmancy because it was built on the back of the person that was carrying the connection. And then we get situations where, okay, people lost their mind, people are upset, people are bitter, people are feeling some kind of way. So let's heal if that's us and build us. Let's be us builders, okay? Us builders to such a degree that we have enough discernment and wisdom and healthy boundaries to where we're not going to allow ourselves to be taken advantage of as a Bob builder or a Bobet builder. Okay? And again, disclaimer, there's nothing wrong with being supportive and helpful. We must discern and know if that's what's going on, okay, in a situation. But there are serial, folks out there that this is what they do, okay? They get wounded and they go and they look for relationships. There's the throat chakra, relationships to be the tool of what builds up their ego, their confidence, their wallet, their resources, their brands. And once all of this has been done, it's bye-bye, baby, bye-bye. Suddenly there's problems in the relationship. It wasn't problems when the people didn't have nothing. It wasn't problems when they didn't have options and or resources. But then all of a sudden, it becomes a problem. And that could be because the motives of getting into something wasn't right to begin with. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Or it was young love, and we're not developed, one thing and another. So be careful, be loving to yourself, okay? Don't be relationship triage person. We're not here to be Bob's builder or Bobet's builder. Let's build ourselves and create healthy, balanced connections with people. It's not a one-stop shop. This is a journey. And we may not do this perfectly, but let's do it intentionally, authentically, and sincerely, and consistently. Because we deserve reciprocity. We deserve to create relationships that people are in because guess what? They desire to be there and not for their survival, not for their image, not for their livelihood. And we can only do this as we learn to create and reinforce these types of boundaries. Namaste.